Ovu walked so Rasan can run. I'm like,
No, that's taking it too far, my friends.
That's taking it.
Because he was like a teenage lion, you know what I mean?
He was a teenage lion. Welcome back to the Fangirl Feels podcast. My name is Olivia.
My name's Tanya.
And we're the podcast where we have an emotional analysis of all the books, TV shows, movies, and music that gives us, and probably you, all the feelings. And one day we'll be able to talk about movies and shows again because the strike is nearing the end.
I've heard. I hope so. Come on.
Yes. We said this in our last episode too, but I don't think it's still ended, right? It's still going.
It's still going. Yeah. There were discussions that they were like potentially meeting, but for SAG-AFTRA. So
yeah. WGA I know is ended, but SAG is still going. Let us pray at some point we will be able to talk about movies and shows again. But until then, we're still chugging along. And today we have some fandom feedback that we'll talk about, and then we'll go on to our main event, which is fictional men that have altered our brain chemistry, which will be super fun. You're shaking your head like, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. You all should be too.
Fictional men that altered our brain chemistry. But first, in our fandom feedback, we have our first monthly supporter, who is Brad. Brad is a friend of mine. He is a big fan of the podcast. Brad, I think we shouted you out in our last episode, but we're doing it again today because we noticed that you're a monthly supporter. So thank you, Brad, for supporting our podcast.
Thanks, Brad. Woo!
We appreciate it. And we will be sending you a sticker in the mail. Our Fangirl Feels sticker. So if you look at our image, our like podcast header image, what's the cover? Yeah,
Sure.
our Spotify. I think it's on every podcast.
Cover
just like
art.
the eyes, our cover art that's crying, made that into a sticker. So Brad, I will be sending you one. And if you want to support us monthly, you can also get a sticker for free. Support us whatever amount that you think is fair. We will send you a sticker. You can follow us on Spotify. In the monthly supporter list, like ability to monthly support is on Spotify. If you support us, we will send you a sticker. Email us at fangirlfeelspod@gmail.com with your address, and we will ship you a sticker in the mail. It's like crying eyes, and the eyes are like glittery. It's super cute. It's actually one of my favorite stickers I've made.
Ever?
Like, honestly, yes. I really like it.
Wow. That's amazing because you make really good stickers. So I love it too. I'm a huge fan because I can see us putting it like over everything.
It's just crying eyes. Yeah, I love it. It speaks to me emotionally, I feel like. And it's fun. So if you want one and you subscribe to us, we will send you one. So just incentive. And we appreciate all the support. We appreciate even just listening, but wanted to offer that as a offering.
Yes.
It's a potential gift for supporting us.
We appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah. And thank you for sticking around despite our week off. We took a week off, but that's okay. We're back. Some other feedback we have, which is actually just an episode we just posted yesterday, is about the Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift phenomenon. Is it PR? Is it not? And it seems like most people agree it's 50-50.
Yeah, I haven't looked at it. What is the most updated? Because the poll is still open. Actually, by the time, I made it for 2 weeks. So when you listen to this, you could still vote. But also, we'll see. Because their relationship is ever changing. She keeps she keeps going to the shows.
She does. Yeah. She was at the Jets this weekend in New York. And now they're going to Minnesota. Maybe she'll be in Minnesota next weekend. By the time you hear this, we will know if they were in Minnesota or not.
Yeah.
Because we record a week out. So we'll see. Who knows?
We'll see. And the TikTok peoples, they'll know. They're experts. That's where I get all my Taylor information. From you, Olivia, and from TikTok.
Which I just get it from TikTok. So it's just like one step removed. Like, for me, I get it from TikTok also. That's all I know. Like, I am a big Swiftie, but I'm not a big Swiftie in that, like, I pursued this information otherwise. I am just on Swiftie TikTok, you know? So it comes to me.
Olivia's secret Stan account is Taylor Swift 310.
Yeah, Taylor Swift, 13, 1989. Swifty4, it's like Swifty4 with a 4, Life with a Y, 1989. Follow me. That's me.
That's Olivia.
That's
she
me.
outed herself.
That is me. That's my account. But no. I am on like feral TikTok though. It is crazy. People are nuts. Like they got footage from a Ring camera of her leaving Travis's house. Yeah, I feel like a complete invasion of privacy, and I don't know how that's possible. And I don't know. I mean, it is real because you can see her in it, but it has to be just like the owner of the Ring camera had to have like sent out the image. You know, I don't know.
Yeah,
crazy.
That should be illegal. That's not cool. If you're listening to our podcast and you do that, stop it. Stop while you're ahead.
Yeah.
It's potentially illegal. So.
It's also potentially illegal. Yeah, I'm like, I think this is super fun. I'm happy for her. And especially if she's happy, you know, like, I think it's cute. They seem adorable. I know nothing about them. However, we should just take what they give us and not pursue more, you know, like it's not our relationship. Like we should not be looking at our Ring cameras and sending out those images. We can just look at her at the game because she's out at the game. Like she knows she's being photographed. That's okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
But we don't go out of our way to like watch her. That's weird.
It is odd. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just take what they give us, okay?
Yeah. Take the scraps. They're fun. The scraps are fun. They're cute scraps. She was living her best life.
She is. I know. She looks like she's having fun. I want to be there with her, you know, drinking.
Yeah. And she's cute. Like her little outfits are cute. And I saw videos like people were recording her and she was like waving to them. Aww. And she's like, yeah, it's like she's having fun with it. She's out. She knows she's being like observed.
Yeah.
But let's not pursue it further than that.
Yeah. Let's leave it.
Leave it at that. It looks like 25% of people agree with you that it was 100% PR. 75% said 50-50.
So I actually think my mind has changed a little bit. I think it's 70% PR, 30%.
Now it's just slightly lessened. Why 70%? Why 70?
All the TikToks that were like they were dating before and stuff, I was like, okay, yeah, this is real.
Like, oh yeah.
Yeah,
no, I think it's real for sure.
Yeah.
But whether or not they were dating beforehand, I don't know. There's like no way we would know. It's just kind of...
It's all speculation for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want her to like have a fake account. I'm sure she does on TikTok and just rile people up. Like they were dating before, and it's her saying that. They weren't. It's her. She's just saying stuff.
I'm sure she does. I'm 100% sure she has a fake account. You kind of have to.
Yeah, she got really deep into like the cryptic stuff. Like I would too, if that was like my goal to be like adding like Easter eggs everywhere. I would do that too.
Yeah. And she says she sees everything people post, like on TikTok. She was on Tumblr. Granted, she will like post on her account, but I have to believe she has like a separate, like hidden account, like secret account that she looks at some of this stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Hot topic. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
Yeah. Our continued session. What is we have to make this something, a name for it, just the TNT. The T of TNT.
The TNT, the T on TNT. But moving on to our Fangirl Finds. I always forget the name of our segment, Fangirl Finds.
Mm-hmm.
But what have we been consuming this week, Tanya? What have you been consuming this week?
Let's see. Last week I brought up that I finished the Kaiju Preservation Society and Sharp Objects. And then now, of the 2 book clubs I'm a part of that why am I doing this to myself? I probably won't go to both book clubs, but I'll probably put the books on my like to be read because I find that interesting. So the books that were chosen were Assistant to the Villain. Have you heard of that?
I have heard of it, actually. Yeah. Someone just mentioned this to me, actually. Or maybe I say someone. I think TikTok.
TikTok. Yeah. Our friend.
Yeah. Our friend TikTok. I read an article.
TikTok. It's good so far. It's like, it kind of reminds me of Nimona, if you read that. I know there's like a movie out there of that. A little bit. It's like within that medieval time period, and there's magic involved. But essentially, like, there's an assistant to the villain. The villain's really hot. It's like Geralt with dark hair.
I'm not mad about that.
I know.
Do you like it? Are you liking it?
I'm only an hour in of 13 hours of the audiobook, and the audiobook narration is not good. So I tried to get the book, but it's not available. That's okay. I like listening to stuff while I'm doing dishes, and it's like a silly book. So
okay.
Then the other one, the other book that there's two books that they wanted for this book club. Okay, so the other book is what's her name? Bell Hooks, a Bell Hooks book. Have you ever read any of Bell Hooks books?
I have not.
Same.
You've mentioned her a few times. Her,
yeah. She read a really popular book that's popular in general, but popular on TikTok, all about love. And then the one that we're reading for the book club is called Ain't I a Woman? So it's to balance the silly book of Assistant to the Villain. And then for the other book club, we're reading Dracula. So I'll probably definitely finish Assistant to the Villain because it's shorter. Yeah, Dracula is like 19 hours. For the audiobook, I'm probably going to read it. I think it's more dense. But yeah, that's what I'm getting into. Yeah, what about you, Olivia?
Dang, that's awesome. You and your like 80, 100 books every day that you read. Just
every day.
Once a day. You read books. That's funny. I officially finished the Fireborn series. The Aurelian Cycle is what it's called. I finished all 3 books and it was amazing. It's my favorite read this year. Would recommend. I had to like avoid crying on the plane while I was finishing it on my trip back. The last book. It was very good. It is, again, dense. I think like there are moments where it's slow and you have to just push through, but then when you push through it really pays off. It's just a really interesting political fantasy with a speck of romance that becomes bigger in the last book, which I appreciated, but just very good. Really good series. A solid series, which I haven't read just a good trilogy in a really long time. So I was just excited to read a good book again. Like, wow, good book, not romantasy. Like,
reading is fun again.
Reading is fun. Or just like reading is not just eating candy, you know? Like, I'm all about eating candy, but you need like a little bit of substance sometimes. Like, I need some protein. It doesn't even need to be like self-development. It just needs to be like some depth, not like air. And this was that. So I was very happy with it.
That's a good analogy, Olivia. Wow, bravo.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You need a whole, like Whole Foods. You need like a complete meal.
Yes.
Proteins, fats, and carbs. Yeah.
Agreed. I need like I want like a 3-course meal in my book, right? I want the dessert, like I want the romance, but I also want like a nice salmon with some like potatoes and asparagus. This is really specific. But I need like a full I need all of the food pyramid.
I'm proud of you because if you've been listening to our podcast, Olivia doesn't get deep into books or doesn't like pick up new books often because she's constantly still mourning the previous book that she read like 6 years ago. So it takes her a while to get into them. So I'm happy that you finally found one that what is it, 3 books? And they're not short. They're pretty long. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're about like 450 pages each, which is not the longest books I've read, but they're definitely not the shortest. And they can be tough. So thank you. I appreciate it. I'm proud of myself too. It officially got me to my reading goal of 12. So I officially got to 12 books this year. And my like, what's it called? Reach goal is now 16, which I think I can do. I think I can get to 16 books.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible. Congrats. Yeah, it's only October. Wow.
Yeah. I think I could read 4 more books. So I think that's kind of a low reach goal because we already have Fourth Wing, like the new one, Iron Flame. And I have, speaking of other books, I've mentioned this book in our, what's it called? our books that we're excited about like episode, they officially sent it to me. This was from, I always forget, I think it's from Random House. They sent me This Dark Descent. It's right here. If you're watching, they sent me the book. So I will be reading this. So I think I can get to 4 books by the end of the year. I believe
Shout out. Who's the author of that book, by the way?
I mentioned this book in in our book releases we're looking forward to episode. This Dark Descent by Kaylin Josephson. And this is the Shadows Between Us meet Six of Crows. It's like I think it's also a romantasy, so we'll see how this goes. But it's like about a race. It has like Jewish lore. So we'll see. We'll see how it is, but I'm excited. It already came out, actually. It came out September 26th, so you could read it now if you wanted to. They just sent me a copy.
I forgot we talked about it, and it popped up in my Libby, so technically I have it on hold.
Oh, nice.
Or borrow. Okay. I just borrow things. I know I'm not going to get to it.
Yeah.
So I have it.
I borrow things too, honestly.
Yeah. Which is rude of me and us, you know, and people are like, I need to read this. No, it's going to sit on my shelf.
Now. It's mine now. Yeah, and you know you're not going to read it, but you're like, mine now.
Maybe one night I want to. You never know. You never know.
The option of possibly thinking about reading it, maybe.
Exactly. There are kids in like school like who need the book for class, and we're like, no. Oops.
I hope they don't need these romantasy books for class, please.
You never know. Gen Z's crazy. Who knows? I'm kidding.
They are great. It's true. Or Gen Alpha, I guess, at this point. I have no idea. But I have mentioned I also want to read Crescent City before January, before the 3rd book, which I'm going to put this out there. If someone wants to do like a book club, if that is like the book club book, like one of our book, I know we're like thinking about setting up a book club of sorts. I might do Crescent City as like one of them. Just like people read with me or something, or we read at the same time. But we just have to like finish the book. We'll see. Whatever. I just want to finish all of the books by January.
Yes, and I think that's a good thing to do because if anyone remembers our Twilight book episode, we talked about there's a lack of midnight releases, and we really enjoyed that with Harry Potter. There is a midnight release party at Barnes and Nobles across the nation that I'm going to with my friends. We're going to dress up. Really? I think it starts at like 9, and we were waiting till midnight at the Barnes and Noble near us. And
for Crescent City for the 3rd book?
The 3rd one.
Can I come?
If you want. Oh my god, we can record it. That'd be so much fun.
Can I come? Wait, when is this?
I forget the date. I just know I'm going. I don't even remember the date.
Okay, tell me. I'll like totally come up. That would be fun.
Yeah, okay. That'd be super fun.
That would be fun. That'd be a good like reward for finishing this too.
I think so. Yeah. It's like an incentive to like finish it.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds good. All right. Thanks, Barnes & Noble, for doing that.
One of the book clubs I joined, the women in there are like super into like all the fantasy books we're into. And so like literally one of the girls, I don't know if she is or she knows someone who's literally taking the week off that the new Crescent City book is. Yeah. Because she wants to read it that whole week. So she took a week off. That's dedication.
That is dedication. Granted, I did that for I didn't take off a week off for like Twilight or anything, but a week off, why a week? Like, what do you need the week for?
I didn't ask follow-up questions. I don't know. I was just like,
happening?
Yeah. It'd be fun to interview people. I already have an idea of like, I want to like talk to people and ask them, what are you excited about?
That would be so fun. Oh my gosh. Okay.
And that's our episode.
That would be amazing. Yeah. Let's do it. That's actually a great episode. Let's do it. So go to your Barnes & Noble, friends. We may be there. We won't tell you which one we're at.
Yeah, unless we're close. Sorry. We're trying to keep ourselves safe, but
yeah,
you might see us.
You may see us at a Barnes & Noble. Unclear as to which one, but stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
All right. So now we can move on to our main topic for today, which is the fictional men that altered our brain chemistry. This is from when we were wee babes, wee children, to now as grown adult women, the men throughout our life that altered our brain chemistry. So we're going to do this as like, I go for one, you say one, and we discuss, you know, like a popcorn type thing. I don't know. Okay.
I love the food analogies today, Olivia.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that was another food analogy. You're right.
Yeah.
I think I'm just hungry.
I think you are.
I really am, actually.
For anyone listening, we do record close to dinner.
Starting off. So this will be like my list. I have it from like when I was a child to now, like I said. So one of my first memories of like a fictional, I'm going to say I'm using man very loosely here. It is Kovu from The Lion King 2.
Olivia's not a furry, and neither am I when we bring up animals. Okay, Disney knew what they were doing.
They did. Lion King 2 was like, I see this on TikTok. We talked about it a little bit earlier. It is like it did something to our generation, I think. At least for me. Me and my sister would play like Lion King sometimes, and Kovu was just that boy. He was it for me. Like 5-year-old me. He did it. It was amazing.
I get that. And he, I think, influenced a lot of future animated boy characters. Mm-hmm.
He did. The bad boy, that's like kind of good. I mean, I feel like this was the defining moment where I was like, I liked the bad boy with the secret heart of gold, right? That becomes a trend for me moving forward. And it probably started with Kovu.
Mine, I'm sure I saw characters before this. I saw this character that I'm mentioning. I just can't remember them having like as big of an impact on my brain. And probably because I was like older. So like Hayden Christensen as Anakin Skywalker ruined me. That was like the first time I like imagined like wanting to date a character, and I was obsessed. That's when I knew I had issues with being obsessed with characters and actors.
That's so funny.
Loved, and he was the bad guy, and like, and not, I wasn't obsessed with Hayden Christensen. I was obsessed with Anakin Skywalker, the older version, obviously, Darth Vader. Oh man, I just thought he was so handsome, and then I was jealous of Padme, and yeah, I wanted to be his queen. Still do.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. I was never a Star Wars fan. Like, I didn't grow up with Star Wars, but seeing photos, like, yeah, I would be too. I'd be obsessed. Absolutely.
The hair, like not his rat tail, but the curly hair when he goes full evil in the third movie. So good.
Yeah. I get it. I mean, how could you not be a young woman when did this movie come out?
1999.
Yeah. How could you not be a young girl? I mean, woman, you weren't a woman. You were a young girl.
I was 8 years old.
You were a child. But like, again, just core developmental years. I get it.
And those, like, that marketing was everywhere. You know what I mean? So I just saw him everywhere. And I think that just did stuff to my brain. So yeah. And he's tall. Yeah.
Oh, that does it. Oh, what? Oh. And he's tall. Does it? Okay. Next for me is also, I feel like on brand. It's Dimitri from the movie Anastasia, the animated movie Anastasia. Anastasia is one of my favorite movies, even to this day. And Dimitri, man, again, asshole with a heart of gold. This is like, I have a theme as a child.
I didn't realize you totally do.
Yeah,
that's your type.
It is my type, which is why I'm single. Because I can't date that kind of person in real life.
I totally forgot what was his like occupation in that movie.
Con man.
Oh, there we go.
Criminal.
Aladdin. I see the trends here for you, Olivia.
Yeah, it's true. He was just so cute, and like I just loved their dynamic, Anastasia and Hibbs dynamic. Like, and he was a good guy in the end. Like, he gave up the money for her. Just Team Dimitri.
Romanov family lore. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Our Roman Empire.
Yeah.
Obviously. It is. That was where it started, was this film.
Yeah. And then you just got deeper. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, next for you.
It's not embarrassing. Guko from Dragon Ball Z. They literally drew him to be hot. Okay. That's not my fault. And I used to watch. So I had a brother who was 4 years older. So like everything I did was based off what he did. And so I did a lot of watching of like anime and like fight movies and things that he was into. So I was super into Guko from Dragon Ball Z. And then that was the only season I ever saw. Apparently Dragon Ball Z turns into Dragon Ball GT and like it goes on. I never watched anything else but just like that season had an impact. So, were you ever into Dragon Ball?
I never was into Dragon Ball Z. Now, I grew up with a sister, so like we didn't really get into anime at all. But I'm looking him up right now. Like I know of him. Is it Goku or Guko? Is there
Why
two
did I
different...
say wow? Bloop, bloop, bloop. Goku. I'm sorry, everyone.
No, you're okay.
I was
That's what I
typing
wasn't sure.
Zuko. Spoiler alert, we're gonna talk about Zuko. I put
Fair. Guko. Zuko and Guko. That's fine.
Goku, yeah. Goku from Dragon Ball Z.
I mean, I get it. It's like always the lead male protagonist is like the quickest way to my heart, to be honest. 90% of the time.
Yeah.
It's like I'm sympathetic to him. No shame.
And
These animated characters, man.
I know. We didn't even purposely try to do animated characters, like, but it just so happened there's a lot of animated characters on our list.
There's a lot. Actually, like a good half.
Yeah.
As I got older, they disappeared, but still.
I love it. All right.
My next one.
Third one,
is,
right?
Yeah. My next one is on both of our lists, which is Aragorn. We've talked about this. I was always an Aragorn girly. I was never a Legolas girly. That scene of Aragorn opening the doors altered my brain chemistry. I was like, men. Men.
Oh, now I know men. Okay,
I get it. I get it now. I understand. I get why this is a thing.
Yeah, no, that's all. I was a Legolas girly when I was younger, and then later on, I realized Aragorn is it. Yeah. I would not be into Legolas if I saw that movie for the first time now. It would definitely be Aragorn. He's like that dirty hot, you know?
Yeah, it's true. And he's like a good man. Like he's just like a genuinely good man. So that helps. Like that adds to it, absolutely. And he like can fight and is hot.
He can fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And respectful. Ugh. Literally the best. Spoiler, he won our fictional boyfriend March Madness earlier this year, which we will have to do a new one in 2024. Stay tuned.
So Stefan, the alter ego of Steve Urkel from Family Matters, I thought was super fine. I think everyone did. They purposely made him to come in to be like the hot version of him, and that did a number for me. I was like, men need to be like Stefan, and am a fan. Still am a fan.
Wait, I don't know if I know this. Stefan. I watched Family Matters, but I don't know who you're talking about.
So Steve, I'm sure you know who Steve Urkel.
Yes. Yeah.
Dweeb, nerd, but then his alter ego occasionally comes in as Stefan.
Stefan Urkel?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so funny. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, he's a good looking dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
I was obsessed. And then I think that influenced my interest in like just like dudes after that, like that suave. Like I'm thinking of like the Goofy movie had characters like just like suave and come in and like are super, what am I trying to say? Like they're kind of like womenizers maybe, you know, but like I'm into it.
No, I get it. I mean, I feel like that's like all of the men on this list for me were like womanizers. So I understand. It's a problem, actually. But
it is.
You have to have some like swagger to you. Absolutely. Like
there are characters like Akatar that I'm thinking of that have that, you know.
Yeah. Agreed. I also have Zuko on here as well. I'm going to clarify this actually by saying like Zuko was someone I appreciated later in life. I was like, yeah, he's a good-looking animated dude. But I actually wasn't like the biggest Zuko fan as a child. He was someone that like I came back to and was like, yeah, Zuko.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know this. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. As a kid, I was just following the narrative of the story, and he was a bad guy. So I was like, no. Which is ironic because most of these characters were also bad, like Kovu and Dimitri, but they weren't bad. They were like sympathetic bad, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas Zuko was just, I mean, arguably also sympathetic bad, but he leaned bad. So child me was just like, this boy's bad. I cannot like him. But now I understand it. I've talked about this before. As a child, I wasn't very creative with like shipping. I was just like, what's in front of me is what I ship.
Yeah, the story's telling me he's bad. All right, no,
the story's bad. Yeah, I'm like, I can't, no interest. So, but Zuko, I mean, he definitely a very attractive character.
Yeah, he's also on my list. I was into him as soon as I heard his voice. Also, like the way he looks and his voice combined. Dante Bosco, love your voice. Keep voicing
he has a great
characters.
Voice.
Yes,
it's like raspy and low. It's a great voice.
Yeah.
A plus.
So, A plus plus. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do love Zatara. We'll talk about that another time because we are going to do an Avatar: The Last Airbender episode when we can.
Yeah. We should. Yeah. Zutara is like, I think, my most controversial thing. I was not a Zutara fan. I was not.
Yeah.
I understand it. We've mentioned this a few times. I understand Zutara. Was not a Zutara fan.
I have a couple of characters. So I have a couple Disney characters. I'll just say them both at the same time. So I shouldn't say super. I thought they made the Balto animated wolf or dog attractive. Okay, everyone, listen. They give them human qualities, and that is my explanation.
Okay. Absolutely, he was.
Yes. And not related at all. Just so I could say like 2 Disney characters. I think Balto is Disney. I don't know. Don't remember. Doesn't matter. Animated characters. Anyways, the next one I wanted to say was Li Shang from Mulan. Obvious, very obvious. I need no explanation for that. Like super fucking attractive. And whenever they do the live action, they better do that character justice.
He is. I'm glad you remembered him because he's absolutely on my list too. Without question, was incredibly life-changing for me.
Right, like a given. It should be a given for everyone.
Yeah, he was so attractive. He was just like, because he could like also fight, and he was like kind to her, and like, oh, he was great. Li Shang. No
so
notes.
Good. No notes.
No notes. They did was he in the live action? Like in the new Mulan live action? I don't think he was.
Was there a Mulan live action?
There was.
Everyone.
And was nothing like the cartoon.
Oh wow. I didn't see it. Sorry, everyone.
I haven't seen it either, because if it's not like the cartoon, I don't want to see it. But to my earlier point, I also don't want the live actions to just be a complete remake of the cartoons. So I don't know what I want from the cartoon, from the remakes. I just don't want them.
I just don't want them. They're not worth it. It's just oh god. I mean, like the Ariel movie was good, Little Mermaid, but it was still like we didn't need it. No one needed it.
I was watching it and I'm like, I've seen this before. I've seen this before. I don't. And now, like I said, like it just kind of looks a little weird. It's like it's the same thing, but just slightly off. But weird. I don't know if I like it. Yeah,
that uncanny valley area. Just
it was so much uncanny valley. I think that like she looks great. The actress, I thought she looked lovely. I liked her as Ariel. I liked the guy that played Eric, but just the CGI around them, I was like, I don't like this.
So my bad. Yeah, you'll have to edit that out. I said like when they make the live action.
It's okay.
I totally forgot about that. 2020 though, we all blacked out several of those years. So my bad. Okay,
it's all good. Did it come out 2020? Is that what it was?
Yeah, I just had to look it up. So I was like, when?
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, the next one I just bundled a bunch on my list because this was all around the same time. This was the vampire era of the early 20s. 2010s, no, 2000s, of the early 2000s. So Edward Cullen, Stefan Salvatore, and Damon Salvatore. These were just all the vampire boys. All altered my brain chemistry. Stefan and Damon, I read the books, The Vampire Diaries, but mainly the show, played by Ian Somerhalder and Paul Wesley. Beautiful men. And I just loved those characters. Damon Salvatore, man. A murderer. All of them murderers, but altered my brain chemistry. So yeah,
there's a trend here.
This is really revealing as to why I will stay single forever, and that's okay. I'll take it.
I get it though. All attractive. They do it on purpose. They want you to be in love with the bad guy. I get it.
They do. And it's like always the sympathetic bad guy, the bad guy with the heart of gold.
For the next 2 ones, Olivia and I brought up similar characters. So we both love Sirius Black, but I added Professor Lupin to it as well, just like that crew. And it got me thinking like how much we would probably love that series you said that should be a show or have its own
Martyrs.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should absolutely have the Marauders. And I like specify Sirius Black as in younger Sirius Black, because there was a time when I was just really obsessed with the Marauders. Yeah. And Sirius, he's the one. Again, bad boy with the heart of gold. That's what they always are. But
yeah. And it would be cool to see James with them as well.
it would be they deserve a spinoff. It's a good story. It's a fantastic story. I don't know why it doesn't exist. It's like ripe for the picking. It makes the most obvious sense to do. Granted, yes, it ends badly, but break my heart. That's okay. I want to. I want to see it.
Me too. So make it happen.
Yeah, Marauders, man. Amazing. Yeah, and last on my list for me, at least last to consolidate this, because this could go on forever, it's true, are the 10th and 11th Doctors. I was part of the Doctor Who craze in like 2012 to 2015, where everyone was obsessed with Doctor Who. Matt Smith and David Tennant's Doctors were just like also life-altering to me. I started with Matt Smith, and then I went back. So the 11th Doctor is always going to have a special place in my heart because he was my first experience with Doctor Who. But David Tennant's Doctor was amazing. And he's coming back, and I'm super excited to see his special. He and Donna Noble are coming back, and I'm very excited.
I had no idea. Wait, what? Really?
Yeah, they're coming back for like a Christmas special or just like a quick special to introduce the new Doctor. They're not staying forever, but they have at least 2 or 3 new episodes with just them. They have a storyline.
Yeah.
Coming back.
Interesting. Okay, that's exciting. Oh.
Yeah.
I love David Tennant as an actor, as a person, but I also loved his Doctor. I didn't watch a lot of the episodes. I will say I was more so into the lore of Doctor Who outside of actually watching the series. Like I've only watched a couple episodes of both of those Doctors. But so we were both, I know you can relate to this. We watched a lot of like those early YouTubers, and for some reason there's a lot of like British early YouTubers. So like Charlie So Cool like would talk about Doctor Who, and I would like look up stuff based off things he would say because I would watch a lot of Charlie So Cool like's videos. I should say her, sorry. Their pronouns are now she, her. But yeah, now I will follow him anywhere. And Matt Smith, when he was in House of the Dragon, that was so cool to see.
Yeah, I agree. I did watch them all, but David Tennant, I was obsessed with specifically, for a while, that I would watch anything he was in. I went and watched Broadchurch, like that show. I became really into like British shows, mainly for him. And I watched Broadchurch. I watched like this movie, this romantic comedy he was in. I just thought David Tennant, was amazing. And I still do. I do still think he's amazing.
Still a great actor, still pumping out really good work.
Yeah, he is. He is. And it's funny because it's like, oh, this is not Mad Eye Moody. He was the bad guy in the 4th movie, though.
Yeah. What's his face?
Yeah.
That guy's son. Yeah.
Yeah, Barty Crouch's son.
Yeah.
Maybe? Yeah, I think that's right.
Marty Crouch.
Marty Crouch. I forget.
It's about time when James and I are going to do like a yearly Harry Potter rewatch, so I'll get back to us.
It is October 3rd as we were recording this, so that seems on brand. That is correct.
We wait for when it's cooler, because right now, this might give away where we live. It might not. It's nearly 90 degrees.
Same. Where I'm at too. So, but yeah, David Tennant, man. I wish him nothing but happiness. And Matt Smith.
Yeah.
I loved Matt Smith too. The Doctors were they did something. They were great. Good characters.
Yeah. Good show. Yeah.
Good show. It died out. Like I stopped watching it. I kind of just follow trends. Like I was into it when everyone else was into it. And then when it died out, I also died out. But I would love to become obsessed with it again. It was a fun show.
Yeah.
I hope it like reboots. The last few Doctors have just not been interesting to me, so we'll see.
Yeah, I stopped looking it up after.
Yeah,
like, Matt Smith.
Once Matt Smith left, I think it just didn't regain popularity, and I think like for me, I get so attached to that character. Like I've said, I can't move on. And with David Tennant and Matt Smith, it was easy because David Tennant had been gone for a while, so it was like, and I was already a fan of Matt Smith, so that was fine to kind of transition between them. But Matt Smith to the next Doctor, I was like, I'm out. I can't do it.
Yeah.
He's out, A-Town. I can't move on.
That brings up a good point. Whenever we can talk about shows, we should talk about the British shows that we watch, because I also went through a phase, not even a phase, still do, watching British shows, but it started at a specific time. It's because I was influenced by British YouTubers, and then that started a whole bunch of, shows.
British shows?
I watch, like Skins was a big one that I watched throughout college.
Yeah, Skins was really popular. It was really popular on Tumblr. I didn't watch it, but I knew of it. I could tell you who. I actually don't know if I know them anymore, but I knew of Skins. I'd seen it.
There you go, tangentially.
Yeah.
But like Skins walked so Euphoria could run. It's just like interesting to see like how a lot of those shows like influenced future shows.
100% it did. Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think of that, but you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And a lot of those actors now are literally like Oscar-winning actors. It's pretty nuts.
Really? The actors in Skins?
Academy Award. Yeah. David, I don't know what is the name. Sorry, Dave Patel. The guy who plays Tony from Skins. I forget his name. Nicholas Hoult. And then like a couple other people. They were like in Game of Thrones as well. It's like, what's happening?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I didn't realize that they were in Skins. Actually, that's cool. Mm-hmm. Good for them.
Good for them.
Yeah, that show was super popular on Tumblr. People ate it up, and I lived on Tumblr. So yeah, good times.
In the same way that like that Gen Z loves Euphoria, like you know what I mean? It's just the aesthetic. I get it. Yeah,
yeah.
Because it's so far. I don't think regular people regular high schools don't go out. At least not where I lived or anyone I heard of. Like go out and like party and do hard drugs as like those kids. But it's like fun to like see this life.
It's not my high school experience. Definitely not. My high school experience was very PG. If that, PG is even too high of a rating. Rated G. Like
same.
Yeah. Very rated G.
Thank you so much for listening to our episode about fictional characters that altered our brain chemistry. If you made it this far, thank you so much for listening. We'd love for you to keep supporting us if you are into that. We'd love to have you a part of our crew, the tier team. I'm going to make that a thing. I think it's fun.
I love that, actually, the tier team. I saw you posted that and I was like, wait, this is great. The tier team.
Yeah. Gonna use it. Put on our next stickers. Yeah. But so Olivia's selling stickers. You're selling the eye stickers, and you will get a free sticker if you subscribe and support us via, I think, Spotify, Instagram. There's different ways that you can do that on those platforms. But follow us, TikTok. Oh, Olivia's gonna show us a sticker, everyone. Check it out, check it out, check it out.
This is what this is what it looks like, and it has glitter on the eyes, like on the tears. So if you any level of support, we will send you a sticker, and you could do it on Spotify. We'll have a link in the description that you can support us. And I've been thinking about us starting a Patreon. We'll see if anyone would be interested in that. But otherwise, if you want a free sticker, subscribe.
Yeah, we'd love it. And we do want to, we're just growing, baby. We're just like thinking of ideas and doing stuff. So stay tuned. We also have a project for anyone who filled out our survey. Thank you so much. We are now analyzing the results, and we will get to you within this year's time. Probably.
Yes, very soon, hopefully. We have ideas. We're working through it. Yeah. We want to give something. We just want to do something that we feel like is worth it and is worth it to you. Ideally free, but we'll see how that works, because I don't have all the money in the world either. We'll see.
I wish.
I know. I wish too. But if you like our podcast, the sticker is a great way. Even just buying the sticker, you don't have to support us monthly, but if you just want to buy the sticker on my shop, artbyviva.com, that money will help continue this podcast. I plan on using those funds for this. So if you like our podcast, consider purchasing the sticker.
Woo! Yeah. But until next time.
Bye. Bye.